morning. I need to turn some light on, don't I? Can you see me now? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. That's my southern accent I'm practicing because of Mandy Kicked. Mandy Kicked, one of my favorite coaching clients. I don't care what kind of mood I'm in. That girl keeps me up and laughing with her alpaca raisin butt. Yeah, she has an alpaca farm, right? So good morning to all you beautiful people, like it says on the screen. How the heck are you? Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Loren Michaels Harris, and I am so excited to be here with you today as we live stream across the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Roku, row your boat. I always have to remember how to say it. Roku, Android, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV, just to name a few. And of course, I cannot forget our home base out in Phoenix, Arizona, E360 Live. Okay, ooh, bell sounded kind of flat. There we go. So how are you guys doing today? Happy Hump Day. We've done it. We've done it again. Found it to the middle of the week. I want to say good morning. Who's here? Let me pull up we have an exciting show today. You know, our resident light worker, the Oracle, is here. She comes every month to fill us in on what those angels are doing. And yesterday, do you have an angel number? I mean, everybody has one. I remember I didn't know I had one until I kept getting the number. I lived at 1444 Main Street in a town in Michigan. My locker at the gym was 44. The what do you call that? The combination to the locker had 44 inside of two other numbers. My license plate had 3 fours in a row, and then I kept seeing it on the dashboard clock. Or I would feel something if I say I was in the kitchen, the clock would stop. I'd look for no reason, not to say, oh, what time is it? I didn't think that first. I just felt drawn to look at the clock, and it would always be 4:44. And yesterday, I was texting Kevin Hoffman, another one of my favorite coaching clients, and when I pushed send, it locked it in at 4:44. And I was feeling so. Now I know about those angels numbers. So what we were talking about a television special that he's going to do next month, and so I know it's going to be a hit because we were talking about it, and up popped the angel number. And to think, just a few years ago, I was oblivious to it. But once it's just like this, folks. Once you know something to be true, you can't unhear it, you can't unfeel it, you can't unsee it, and you wouldn't want to anyway. It's just like, have you ever, okay, when you say you were driving a white car, and now you got a new car and it's red. All of it, and before you never noticed red cars, right? Now you have a red car, all you see are red cars. It's that kind of a phenomenon, right? So the Oracle today, we're going to talk about all kinds of things. She's the one who put me up on a lot of this. Well, just about all of it. I can't say all of it because, you know, I went to a hypnotherapist in 1988, that magazine. And she was the one who told me back then. She said, Loren, see yourself in People magazine. There it is. She said, wait a minute. I have to show you. And I never talked about this. And she said when she would put me under, when she would, you know, count me down and I would go up a staircase, because this is all about the two worlds. I believe. I say sometimes the other side of the veil, whatever it is. If you have deja vu, you feel like, oh, someone who's passed on, you keep thinking about them. You think all these things I know are connected. And it helped me understand when I would hear messages from what is greater than I. Whatever you believe that to be, it is my God, he, she, they. And anyway, she said, Anne, her name was Anne. She said, on the right, Loren, as you ascend the stairway, I want you to see yourself in People magazine. Wave. Oh no, see, pick it up. Look at it. Look at yourself in the magazine. And then and there it is. It happened. Like nine months later, it happened. And then she also said, and on the left, because I was in the music business then, singing jingles and doing voiceover work, spoken word, and narrations. She said, see yourself, see your Grammy, pick it up, feel the weight of it. That's what she told me. Oh, so the stuff is real. Everything she told me happened. Okay, so I say that because if you have questions and stuff today for the Oracle, ask them. I know for a fact that Dominique is the real deal. How do I know that? Because I had a thing I'd run back and forth. You guys probably heard this the last time she was here. I ran back and forth to the doctor because when they were getting me ready for my knee replacement surgery, you know, you go through all these things. They go, oh, we see something in the left groin area, blah, blah, blah. And they couldn't figure out what it was. They kept shooting me with dye and stuff. And one day, Dominique calls me and she says, the angels told me to call right now. They're going to go in and they're going to do something, remove this thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I did feel some heat in the area. And I kid you not, I promise on both of my deceased mothers, and I never do that. Well, hardly ever. Excuse me. I promise you this happened. She did that. And I went, I think it was either that day I was home. I think I was, still have to remind me, either I was on my way there for another MRI, or it was like coming up any day now. Anyway, long story short, when after that day, when I pulled over, she said they were doing that. She says they told me they're actually moving it right now. I have not had to go back since. It was gone. Nothing. No symptoms because my leg used to go numb on that side on the left, and so I'm just telling you my experience. And if we start sharing our own, all of us, I guarantee you there's going to be more things that we go, for real? That happened to you? So, in these days and times of uncertainty, I want to reach for anything that uplifts my spirit and makes me believe just a little bit more, right? Believe, and believe some more. That's my new motto for the day. So anyway, the oracle is around. I see, I don't know. I don't know if she's going to just like, um, what is that when you're an apparition or just transcend into the room, if she's gonna come in on a magic carpet, I don't know. Oh wait, oh my goodness, is that her bevy of, who are all those people she's bringing, or are those spirits? Oh, wait a minute, I thought I
Good
had already
morning.
added you to the stream. Sorry. How are
I am doing fabulous. How are you? Good morning, everybody.
you, girl? Your voice is, your mouth is moving and then your voice is coming later. Is that some kind of parlor trick?
That's the apparitions you were talking about. I know how to throw my voice through
Okay,
time and
quit
space
playing
now.
now. For real. Okay, but I'm not afraid. Well, listen, we know that where she lives, it's like one of those areas. Have you ever been to Sedona, Arizona? You guys, Red Rock Country, where all these palm readers and stuff. Have you ever been there, Oracle?
I have not had the privilege to go to Sedona yet.
Okay, it's awesome. There are people that converge there from all over the world just for the water, for the clay and things, because it has healing properties. And apparently it's some type of a vortex. If any of you out there know the story, type in some stuff to help fill in the blanks here. But anyway, um, I remember the first time we went out there. It was a friend of mine, Jeremiah. We went camping in a little town right there called Christopher Creek. I'll never forget this. And we rented a little A-framed house, and behind it was Christopher Creek, and there were these big rocks out there. And we would go out there like in the middle of the night, like midnight, and sit. We've been drinking. But I remember this, and I've never forgotten. We were out there, and there was something so special about that place. I looked at my friend and I said, "Hey, you know what? If I were ever to like suddenly die or something, I'm telling you, or whenever I die, I believe that I'm going to come back and visit this. If you want to see me or you want to convene with me, come here, because there's something about this place. I know that I'll be back." And I had no idea about what any of this stuff was back then, but I knew it without a shadow of a doubt. I don't know what you call that, but I'm telling you it's real. Now, I'm glad you're here, Oracle, because, a lot has changed in our world since you were here last month talking about COVID and all the different things. Now we have all of the stuff associated with the George Floyd incident and all of the civil unrest and distress and all this, just a lot of negativity and pain and hate and just all kinds of things. So I was hoping today you could reach into the other world and bring something out to help us understand what we can do to make this world a better place right now, right away. So take it over. Tell everybody who you are, where you're at, and why, and how did you come to this world of light?
Well, my name is Dominique Rivera. That is my mother-given name. My God-given name is Oracle. And so I am a Reverend Reiki Master Teacher, Integrated Energy Therapy Master Instructor, and Spiritual Coach, and founder of Healing Ourselves While Learning, But during the COVID, I actually closed doors. And this was not because of anything very specific in the sense that, oh no, COVID is here, so we have to close doors. But I was given a heads up because when we're in that silence, we actually get to be part of the plan. We get at least a little crumbs, right? We get
Mm-hmm.
little crumb drops. It's like, okay, this is coming, so you need to prepare. So in that preparedness, I already recognize March was the time closing doors. And so as universe would have it, we closed doors, and now I'm here with all this additional free time awaiting the next steps in
Mm-hmm.
eagerness and in faith, because I know something even better is coming. Because when you close one door, it doesn't stay
Yeah,
shut.
that's right.
It does
And
not.
let me get, why did I put the bell way back there? I'm going to be ringing the crap out of it this morning. I want to say good morning to everyone that's here. Oh, hi, Joseph Sussex. That's my little, oh, happy birthday to you. One of the pair of twins that was on the show just a few weeks ago that I met just a year ago in Ohio at a foster care conference. How you doing, my friend? Hello to Wendy Meyer. Mara Jean, I love you. Christina Cash, one of my gal pals here from the area outside of Chicago, Naperville, Aurora, Shelley Dell, Sharon Kahn. Sharon Kahn, how are you? So the aliens returned you as well, huh? Great day to show up. We're talking to the Oracle. She can tell us where you were. I'm kidding. I miss your face, Sharon Kahn. Love you, love you, love you. She's the peanut butter queen. She raises I mean, hundreds of thousands of jars of peanut butter for the food banks around Northwest Indiana. She's a true blessing to the world. Good to see you, Sharon Time. So, Oracle.
Yes.
So you've experienced some change and some.
Yes.
How did you feel? Let's talk about that. When you shut down you shut the doors to, and you and I were in communication in real time when you were coming to this decision. And it was interesting because you kind of turned the tables on me and said, Loren, I know you're an empath. What are you feeling about this decision that I need to make, this choice? And so is that something you find yourself? I didn't know that oracles and light workers and people did that they turn to others. Now, you and I had never talked about me being that way, not too much. Surface talk, but not too much. How did you know it was me that you needed to turn to?
So I want to say anybody who's an empath or a light worker, you are not destined or designed to do this work by yourself, period, point blank. As they say, God doesn't give to one, he gives to many, right? So this is why you should have this supportive network, because you're not, although the information is coming through to you, you still have humanity. You still have this 3-dimensional field that you live in. Although you can access that 4-dimensional or 5-dimensional information, you're still human. And in that sense, it's okay to express that to someone who you feel safe with, and someone who you respect and respects you and understands the same things that you do, and exchange that energy with them. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
validation, because it's not new information. It's just it's like spirit saying, let me come so closely to you that you can see it from all facets. And I may not have seen it from this one facet that you may have had, and I didn't, and you brought that to the table, and I was like, oh, this is the facet that I haven't seen. So although
Mm-hmm.
we're complex like a diamond, and we have all these many facets of light that emit from us, and the
Mm-hmm.
information does come through, we're still human.
Uh-huh. Amen to that.
We have to rely on one another. We cannot do what is the greatest purpose of our life. We cannot do alone. And if you believe that you can do it alone, it's not something that you're going to be able to achieve, because there are going to be some times that you have to surrender to that which is greater than you, and say, universe, I cannot do this by myself, so I surrender this task to you, because
Right.
you are all powerful.
Right. Right now, you guys, I know it sounds weird. I was going to say crazy, but even weird is a word that deceives. You see, I'm doing it. When I do this, it means
Air
I'm
quotes.
right. That air quotes that I'm just like, it's a word that deceives, but I'm using it. It's not using me. Okay. So not weird. Interestingly enough, I know that right now, every person that is here should invite 5 people, because somebody, if you're looking for a blessing, um, unlike
Ooh.
any that you've had in a while, and you need it and you know what it is, it doesn't mean that you're about to lose your car. It doesn't mean it's some dire thing. If you are ready for a blessing like you have not seen in a minute, and invite 5 people right now, because I'll tell you what, not so I have big numbers today. Come on now, for real, it's Facebook. But Somebody needs to hear what's going to happen here today. It could change their lives. It will change their life if they allow it to. And you can be responsible for that. You may not even know what you've just done by inviting these 5 people and that one is in that group until one day when what is greater than you stands you on a hill somewhere and points down and says, do you see all these orchards? Do you see all these fields? Do you see all of this fruit?
Yes.
You planted every one of those seeds. I'm telling you, now's your chance to plant a seed in a big, big way. Invite 5 people. Somebody is supposed to be here who is not. And you guys are responsible for getting him here. So take that challenge, if you will, and do something with it. So, Oracle, go ahead.
Before you keep going, Loren, one of the people that are supposed to be here is here. One of the people that are supposed to be here is already here. And this person, I believe you might be dealing with either the recent loss of your cat or your cat is very sick.
Ooh.
I'm feeling this is pet related. And I feel there's a lot of sadness around this. So if you're here in this group right now and you're dealing with a pet crisis of some kind, holler.
I know you're right, because I reached out to pick up my banana and the knuckle on my thumb rang the bell for me. So I'm like, ooh, you see a bell, you're going to ring on your own, huh? So,
that's how we're doing it today.
So if you're out there and you know who you are, well, you know who you are. Hi, Dave. How are you? Time for another game night, my friend. Ask your wife when she's ready. Maybe this weekend? That'd be great.
And this message could be for the individual in the room, or this message could be for the individual that's in the room for their friend or for their family member. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be them. They can be the voice. They can be the messenger, the harbinger of this information to.
Okay. Now, Oracle, before we get, you know, down inside of everything, I want to touch on something that I'd like you to, we don't have to go far with it, but just address it, if you will, because it's been on my mind. Last time we were here, and, you know, this is a judgment-free zone here on Bathrobe Moments. We respect everyone's opinion, everyone's belief system. Now, there was a person here last time who said, oh, I can't receive this. And I know she's a staunch Christian, staunch fundamentalist. I mean, to the point where, I mean, constantly, I mean, she's been in my house. So, I mean, she wouldn't even come down and like play board games and stuff with us. She was watching a revival up in the bedroom. So that's just how she is. But let's talk for a second. You know, why is it? Because when I see that stuff, you know, traditional Christian, I was raised in a Christian home, but things in the Bible that are like when Jesus raised people from the dead and healings and things like that, right there. The woman who was bleeding, removing things right before people's eyes, turning water into wine. That, you know, no, they don't look at that as black magic. And I believe Jesus did those things because of this open world, these 2 worlds that we have access to. Because isn't he the example in Christianity of everything that we should do or can be or strive to be? So how different are those things that Jesus did or that we see in the Bible? It doesn't even have to be him, because other people did stuff. Jesus walked on water, for goodness sake. How different is that from the things we see today as far as modern day miracles? Because I don't believe in mistakes. I believe everything that happens is a miracle or a blessing that is in the making.
Yes, and I agree with you. When I grew up Catholic, super Catholic. I'm a recovering Catholic.
That's a good one.
So when I was growing up, I believed I was this being of sin, walking sin. Everything that bad that happened to me, I grew up, you know, it was my fault. I really genuinely believe that. And it really took a toll on a child's psyche to believe how evil you are, you know, and your quote unquote sense of normality there. Now, when we look at Jesus in the Bible, Jesus had a purpose, right? And
of course.
Yes. And so he accepted his purpose. Now, all of us actually have a purpose. And when we accept fully in that purpose and we sit in that faith and manifest this purpose, miracles occur. I have seen and experienced with my own eyes, and I say it all the time. Every day is a miracle, because we think that just walking on water is a miracle. No, what you need to recognize is all the things that haven't touched you.
Woo.
Okay, that illness may have come in, but
it didn't get you.
Right.
How many intersections you made it through where something was coming right? Yes. Picked you up and moved you.
Yes.
I know that to be true. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so we need to recognize and be in a state of gratitude when we experience this, because these are blessings. Miracles are blessings. And if you really want to see a miracle, you need to accept that you're being blessed every day. You may not have what you want in the cupboard, but you got food in there. not know how you're going to pay this month's money bills, but your light was on all month. These are blessings.
Yes,
They're
they are.
blessings. And they're not here to universe is not here to just throw a whole bunch of stuff on you and not give you the answer. Universe is here to say, hey, I've given you these preparations. You can't have testimony without test. Okay?
You
I
better
have
go.
prepared you. That way you can be strong enough so that when it's time for the shaking, that shaking that's going to shift you. This pandemic, this uncivil unrest, this is not a time for, man, I'm going to boo-hoo myself. I'm going to
Mm,
self-pity. Look at all the things I'm losing. Look at the clients I'm not coming in. I'm closing my doors. I'm not sure what's happening. This is the moment, the wobble. You are on an axis and you're coming
yes.
full circle, and the doors are
Woo.
opening to bring you something even bigger and larger. But you have to understand
And claim
the
it.
things that you had in your life to this point. It may have served their purpose, but their purpose has been served.
Mm. Well, on that, okay, then, like, oh, look, you better do it. You better preach. That is absolutely right. You guys, I'm telling you, I hope you guys invited the 5 people. Don't miss your blessing today. Don't miss your blessing. Um, the oof, that's a lot. So okay. So
So
let's get
it's stepping into our authenticity, recognizing that we have a purpose and taking action towards that purpose in faith and manifest. People say, well, seeing is believing. No, babe, no. Believing is
mm,
seeing. Because once
mm,
you believe it, you're putting that out into the world. And guess what? Universe, like attracts like. We're talking about physics here, right? We're not talking about woo woo. Like attracts like. And once you put that belief that it will happen for you, it will come to you. Like she said about your People's Magazine, you had to see it to believe it, and then it manifested itself.
yeah. I mean, come because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. When I said, well, first of all, I didn't believe I had really been hypnotized that first day. I didn't. I was laying there going, okay, I'm relaxed. But if I wanted to, I could jump up and scare the shit out of her. I was thinking that. And I'm listening to her say all these things, and I'm answering out loud like she's asking me to. And it wasn't until afterwards when she was like, so, tell me what your staircase looked like. Because I started over twice. First I had carpeting, then I turned it to mahogany wood, blah, blah, blah. And so I remembered all that. I remembered when she said, "Look to the left, look to the right, pick up the Grammy, wave at the fans, blah blah blah." But then she had said, "There's a mirror at the top of the stairs. Look at yourself. What are you wearing? What's your hair like? Blah blah blah." And then she asked me afterwards, "Well, what did you see when you looked in the mirror?" And I was like, "What mirror?" She said, "The mirror. I told you to look in the mirror at the top of the stairs." I said, "No, you didn't." And then she pulled a bat recorder from behind the potted plant that I didn't know was there and went and rewound it. And I heard myself describing, I have on my blue shorts, I have on a white tank top, da da da. And I was like, that was the most surreal. It was almost frightening, the moment, because I was like, how could I not remember that out of everything? I remember when she was saying that stuff going, Lord have mercy, this is so fake. I am so not coming back here. Right. And it changed me. And it was like 2 weeks later that she had planted a trigger word in me. She said I had not grieved my mother's death and all the things that happened in the foster system. I was carrying them around, dragging them, and I didn't need to any longer. It was time to let them go. And so she had just said that and said, "Well, I'll see you next week." And when I walked in, she said, "Would you like a chocolate chip cookie?" And that was the trigger thing. I woke up 5 hours later with my head in her lap on the floor with a blanket over me. My eyes were swollen shut from crying, and my throat burned, my chest ached, and she was just sitting there stroking my shoulder and saying, "Wow, you've left it behind you now. Now it's time to move forward." And it was just weeks later that I woke up from having that dream. She said, "Keep a pen and paper by your bedside now, because now that you've moved all of that out of the way, now purpose can make its way through you. Everything has been meant, Lauren, to come to you on its way through you. And you can't hold on to it, not even the good, like you held on to what you thought was the bad. It was just incredible. And I'm telling you again, I would not be here today if it wasn't for that experience." And that's the
And that's
truth.
powerful. And it's to recognize that we have clutter in our mind. We have So we're an autonomous creature. So many thoughts that go through our mind every day. And just like
Mm.
being a hoarder in a house, where you walk into a hoarding house, you have to make this little path to walk down the road. Walk
Mm-hmm.
down. You can have the most beautiful house, but if you're hoarding in your house, you will never appreciate the value of what the capacity is of your home, how beautiful
Great.
it could be. And just like that, we have clutter. We have hoarded in our mind the past, our hurts, our injustices, our victimization, the judgments we place on ourselves, and that all sits there. And it's not until we clean house that we can finally see, oh damn,
Right.
that wall's so huge.
Right. I
I
could
can
do
paint,
something with it.
I can
Mm-hmm.
do something with it. And you did that. You
Mm-hmm.
released it, and now you can open your windows, fresh air can come in. And more importantly, you can now look through that window and see purpose.
Absolutely. Robert in Canada says, yes, if you can see the person you want to become, you can step into being this person, and the universe will take care of the details. And I agree. Mara Jeans just says, yes, and I am with that. So, did you bring your cards?
I did. You know what? We haven't actually pulled my cards on here, but I felt it was a need today. And they're sitting right here next to me. And I've already actually pulled the blessing card for the group.
Woo!
And so that you guys understand,
Okay.
because I know some of you who are Christian or Catholic are going to be like, oh my gosh, listen. These are just
Yeah.
visual aids. These
Break
are
it
just
down,
visual
girl.
aids
Break it
for
down.
you to be able to. This is a tool. So that way you can understand your story. So you can understand what's going within you. It's not about fortune telling. That is something that is an antiquated belief. We call it a reading because it's like we're assuming responsibility for the energy around us, recognizing that, and then allowing ourselves to take action based on the best understanding of the information that we currently possess.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Okay.
while Oracle gets those cards ready, we're going to go to a quick 1 minute, 1 minute and a half break. And when we come back, we're going to see literally what's in the cards for you. Be right back. Okay, and we are back with Oracle, also known in some corners of the world as Dominique Rivera. We're here today, and she's our resident light worker. Now, before she gets started, in case you all wonder what a light worker is, I found a little thing by Dr. Drummond, and I found this very interesting because everybody trusts the doctor, and he's a doctor, and he is talking about in this, like, it's a 2 minute video. We're going to watch it real quick before we get into the cards. He talks about specifically to people in the healthcare field. And if you notice, remember during this pandemic, everybody referred to them as angels, as heroes, all these things. And a lot of them didn't even want to be called that. But they just are a different species. And what I like about this clip is that it applies to all of us. All of us. And I know he spoke directly to the healthcare field because they needed to believe just a little bit more. So let's take a look at what it means to actually be a light worker.
Hello, Dr. Dyke Drummond here at the home of thehappymd.com in beautiful Seattle, Washington. Quick answer to a quick question. What do I mean by light worker? Well, anybody who works in healthcare, at some point in the past, you were at a fork in the road. A fork in the road where you had a choice. You could go into healthcare or you could do anything else. And I know about this decision personally when I chose to be a doctor. You may be a doctor or nurse or anybody who works in healthcare, but you made the choice. I'm going to go into healthcare. And at that point, I don't know if you realize it, but what you chose was to be a light worker. A light worker, meaning you're now going to ally your entire professional life in service to the forces of light in the universe as we battle the forces of darkness. And in healthcare, that's specifically illness, suffering, death, dying, and family members' crazed attempts to deal with that. Along the way, you're going to be traumatized. You're going to be put through tough times. You're going to be pushed to the breaking point on behalf of your patients. And we also absorb a mantra, the patient comes first, which if extended to 24/7, 365 is unhealthy for you as a human being. So the things that happened as a result of this choice to be a light worker set you on a trajectory through your training and now through your practice to put yourself at unique risk for certain things like burnout. So we're light workers. It's important for light workers to get together and talk about what it's like to be a doctor, a nurse, a caregiver, a light worker, because of the unique stresses of having made that choice a long time ago. So the Light Workers Forum is an opportunity for us to get together.
Uh-oh, Loren, you got cut off. Hi, everybody. The doctor's making some very good points right there. And while Loren jumps back on again, I'm going to say that you see how he mentions like this forum of light workers. Hi, Loren. Welcome back. Welcome back to your show.
Yes, thank you. I can always, did you take over last time? Something happened and I came back and you were just running with it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
What were you saying?
So you see how he just said we have this forum for light workers, and how I earlier expressed how I reached out to you because we're not designed to do this alone, this work alone. We're not. So we have these things called soulmates, right? And we all think, or not we all, we have a perception for some that we believe that a soulmate is a romantic relationship. And we use this word, my soulmate, but really it's a person who has in their blueprint before incarnating into this lifetime has accepted you on their blueprint to assist each other on your soul's mission. So Loren, you would be like a soulmate to me because we're here to assist and elevate one another in the path. And that's why I knew it was okay to reach out to you.
There you go. Perfect. So I hope that helped a lot of people. You know, when he was saying healthcare, I was like, influencer. I replaced the nurse and the doctor thing with people that do. That's us. That's all of us. And the fork in the road.
Yes.
All of it. Because there are only two choices in the universe: the one you make and the one you don't. Right.
So true.
Okay. So first time ever that you have actually brought the cards.
Yes.
Or they're probably here. You just never read them before. You said you felt drawn to do that today. So let's get into it.
All right. So I'm going to give you guys the energy weather channel for the next month. The energy forecast of the rest of July to rest of June to mid-July is
awesome.
We're going to be starting this off. We're going to kick this off with a blessing. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is just ask everybody close your eyes momentarily while I send this blessing out to all and each and every one of you. So I'm going to be connecting to the angelic realm on behalf of everyone here through integrated energy therapy, sacred geometry. And you can look this up. His name is Stephen Thayer. He's an engineer who's designed this. And we're going to go ahead and send that frequency out to each and every one of you through the backs of your heart space. And all you have to do is breathe and allow and surrender to that which is greater than you, that which is of benevolent love, and just feel that energy come into you and accept that energy of love and light as your own. And for some of you, this might actually feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. And that just means we're working through some stuff in your heart space. I'm going to connect to Archangel Raphael, who's the angel of healing today, and he's the one that's coming forward. And I'm going to go ahead and continue to emit that frequency. And I'll be staying connected to everyone in this group for the rest of the talk today. And you can come back, and thank you so much for accepting that and inviting me into your homes today, and for Loren for inviting me onto this space and this platform today, and elevating the frequency collective. Okay, so we're going to start off with Angel Raphael, and he's blessing everyone with opportunity. Okay. And I want you guys to know this is not a tarot card or anything. This is actually a blessing card. These are cards that I pull when I actually want to give the frequency, expedite the frequency of a blessing into a certain circumstance. So you guys are all being blessed through Raphael's blessing with opportunity. And now the interesting is that it doesn't matter how many decks of cards I pull out, the energy or the overall theme will still be the same. So we see here in this first deck, opportunity is coming in. So now in my secondary deck, we have, it's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I am watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changing times. And we have to look at the collective. How many doors have closed? Now, you might not even recognize, but what am I supposed to do now, universe? I don't have any skills, universe. I don't see them for myself, universe. But really is, if you allow yourself to be open, universe is going to give you the fire. It's going to give you the fever. It's going to give you the passion. And then you're going to go, whoa, I didn't even know I had that inside me. Okay. When I opened my doors, I didn't even know I would speak. I didn't even know that I was good enough or the skills or the talents that I had. You would have told me I would have been able to do what I do now. I would have laughed at you in your face.
Yep.
I would have laughed at you in the face.
Yep.
So recognize that you have potential that is unseen to you, that is ready to unfold. If you sit in your stillness and in your silence, it will come to light. Because in the stillness and in the silence, when we meditate or when we pray or whatever have you, you allow the reconnectivity to take over. All of the disconnection that you have placed upon yourself, that circumstances have placed upon you, they get reconnected, they heal. Okay.
Can I say something right here?
Go for it.
When I pick up okay, you guys, what Oracle just said, let me tell you how the universe made that crystal clear to me. Long time ago, it told me, said, listen, because I always joke with people. I joke with people and I tell them, if God, Source had a bookshelf behind the desk that they sit at, about our experience with each other, it would be entitled Motivation for Dummies, because they just always give me these pictures that are so crystal clear. I'm like, well, dummy could get it when you see it like that. And exactly is what they say back to me. But this example of what you're talking about was when it was time for me to leave the old behind and pick up the new way of thinking. It was like everything in your life, Loren, every blessing is like a piece of taffy. It can be stretched to cover so many things and people around you, but it only stretches so far. And what happens is a lot of people, they get to the point where it can't be pulled anymore. It's so tight, if you were to pluck it, it would sound like a guitar string. But your goal is to know to stop before it breaks. Stop where you're at. And oftentimes that's the hardest decision. Why? Because the reason you think you were doing it in the first place is 5 feet away from where you're at. You can't pull it anymore. You know it's going to snap. But this is where you learn to do what you just said. Stay still. Stop. It's okay. You didn't mess up. There are no mistakes. You have taken it as far as you can. Stop, Loren, and allow what is greater than you to bring what you see 5 feet away right over to you. And that's what I do. I do my best. I'm impeccable with my word. I take it as far as I can, and I stop in the stillness. And God brings it over to me each and every time.
You surrender it. You surrender the worry. You surrender being able to see, because we're so tactile. It's like we need to see it right now, but we have something called divine timing. It's not when I want it. It's not right this second, but through those tests and through that stretch, you allow the surrender. And when you surrender, whew. See, y'all better pay attention. I'm telling you what I know. This is wonderful. And we surrender. I've seen that analogy, that metaphor in my mind for years now about stopping with the taffy pull and just standing still. And I never laid the word surrender on top of that moment. But that's exactly what it is. Because you feel like, but I want to go over there. I'm so close. Why can't I pull it anymore? And we take that on as, what did I do wrong? No, you did everything you were supposed to. Look, taking it to the extent of its ability, of its capability, can be stretched no more. Now just stop. And that's what I do. Right. We can't force greatness. We step into it.
Girl.
Boom. Okay. So Now we have that, right? We're going to be giving birth into new ideas. And again, this is for the collective energy of the group. So I'm just going to give it to you objectively, and then you guys kind of just piece it together in your own life. So the next card we have is Francesca. The last card was Isaiah. What do you desire right now? Okay, visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. Look how beautiful that is. Negativity will block your progress. So it's like the theme that we're talking about today. It's coming in the cards. If you see it, if you believe it, it will come to you. So you have to sit down. You want to birth a new idea? You want a new opportunity? You want to birth a new idea? You want to have a new skill? What do you desire? What do you see yourself in that place? Know it in your heart. You may not have to know how to get there, but if you can associate what you need in the sense of an emotional compatibility or an emotional, I'm looking for the word, an emotional signature, and stop getting caught up in how it should look. Because that is worry. Worry is a separation from source. Worry is coming away from universe. Okay. Worry is the enemy. Worry is the opposition, because that's the only place that they can infiltrate is in your mind.
Say that again. Worry is the separation.
Worry is the separation from the universe. It is you coming away from source. That is the opposition, the enemy coming into you, trying to confuse you, saying you're not worthy. This illness isn't going to heal. This breakthrough is never coming. This promotion is too far beyond your reach. That is not of source. That is not a love and light. And everything that we do, because we are beings of light, there is always going to be an opposition.
Exactly. So people call that self-talk when it really isn't.
You know what?
Or
the labels don't even matter, right?
Don't matter. You're right. You're right.
The labels don't even matter.
You're right. Only what actually happens and the result of what happens is what matters. Right. The manifestation.
Exactly.
Whatever is manifested. Got it.
So when you have that worry, surrender it. Okay. And you know what? I talk to clients, friends, students, and they'll go, but I'm not worried. I'm in my faith. But, and then they'll tell me, and I said, listen, it's okay to respond to yourself and say, you know what? I actually am worried. And I actually have stepped away, even if it's 5 degrees.
But how do we? How do we? If I'm worried, if I have a family member that's on, let's say, on life support, or I have a final notice, or I look in the fridge and I see enough for one more meal, and I have a family of 4 right in the other room. In that moment, what do you reach for? What do we reach for?
You ready for it? I have your answer.
Yeah.
I pulled your answer.
Pull it. Pray. Lord have mercy.
We surrender.
Y'all better quit praying.
Because we cannot see all the potentialities that universe has for us. We could not fathom how miracles work through our lives, because that's why they're miraculous, because they're unusual. They're not normal. We've never expected them. That's why they're miracles, because they come to us in this beautiful array, a display that we could have never fathomed. We could have never fathomed that display. And Loren, you don't know this about me, but I almost was homeless. After my divorce, my husband actually winded up accruing debt under my name. My ex-husband accrued debt under my name, and all the money that I had saved got taken out by the government to pay his things. And so now, because I was very ill at the time, now I had no way to pay my house. Loren, for 2 years, I fought Wells Fargo without a lawyer. Without a lawyer, I fought Wells Fargo to keep my house. They sent me a sheriff's sale notice. Universe was like, listen, don't pack. And my family and my friends were like, yo, why aren't you packing? Once that notice comes in and the sheriff's sale comes up, you can't take stuff out of your house after. And universe was like, no, don't pack. The days came, the days went, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. And did I have any money? No, I didn't. Did I have a lawyer? No, I didn't. Was Fargo much bigger? He was my Samson. What is that? The Goliath. Yeah. He was my Goliath. Okay. And so 2 days came before the sheriff's sale, and my sister's like, no, let's pack today. And I said, universe says stay put. Loren, it wasn't until the morning of the sheriff's sale that I got a letter in the mail. Sheriff's sale had been canceled. And I was able to stay in my house. The morning of. And my the sheriff's sale was scheduled for 1:30. And that morning I got the letter. and I cried and I whipped and I said, thank you, universe, for allowing me to stay, because I know I have purpose and I know that this is part of being there. And this
Amen.
testimonial is going to be for someone who
Yes.
needs to hear it.
Ooh.
So we pray, because we don't recognize that prayer. We think that prayer is this like thing. It's just like a thing that we do.
Right.
And it's not that. It's an intention.
Like
it's a
going through the
frequency.
motions.
It is a deliverance. It is a surrender. It is everything. It is manifestation. Okay. Because the universe can hear you. It can recognize what your needs are. And so you're basically surrendering, because this is the process of surrendering. Universe, I don't see the way out, so I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. And we sit in that. And this is part of our stillness and part of our silence. And that's why these labels don't matter, because that silence can be in any which manner in which you see. Now, coming around to this, there's a recommendation here for the most of us, well, for the collective here. Healthful eating. Healthful eating this next month. Healthful eating is very important. Why?
That's what Dr. Mark said yesterday. Whole foods and plant-based diet, he said.
This is very important during this time. That is because the energy of the food that we're consuming is a higher frequency. So it's going to help us in this shift. It's going to help us in this wobble that we're all in to get us to the next stage. It's going to help us have enough energy, enough clarity, enough everything. But we have to, it starts with what we eat, because we're a sick society, and the red meats and the low vibrational food. We don't, first of all, you go to the Wawa and you have the person behind the counter just cursing all up on your food and making your food there. And then you're just going to eat that negativity from the person who hates their job. Listen, if we can have that in our life and we take responsibility for the things that we're putting in our body, you're going to see the shifts that are going to be happening.
Oh, you said something right there. Because I was like, and I've heard, and plant-based, I always cringe when they say that, because I'm like, I am not giving up my meat. But when they talk about why, because of the process of harvesting the animals and what they go through and all of that, and then you eat that energy.
So when we eat this red meat and we eat this real heavy food, you ever notice you get tired?
Sleepy, can't you stay awake?
Right. Have anybody thought of why?
Is it like turkey, that stuff they say is in it on Thanksgiving? What's that thing they say? Oh, it's got something with a T.
Oh yeah, it has those the chemicals.
That
but
chemical.
if we look at it from an energetic standpoint,
okay,
you just absorbed the lowest frequency possible into your body. So what happened? Your body reacted to that and came down. It went to match what you ate.
Right.
So
got it. Okay, that was clear. Crystal.
Important eating. Okay. Eating is important. Now, last card here for everybody moving forward. You guys are gonna like this one. Now, this is this Pray and Helpful was a different deck, and so is this one.
Okay.
I am the angel of peace. This is Shanti, for those of you who want to know. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. Listen. A smoother road ahead. And we have to speak into that. Today might have been bad, but I know tomorrow is going to be better. And even if we have to continue to breathe into that belief, breathe into that notion, because that's where hope and faith is built.
Amen.
Okay. Your tranquility is coming. Your promotion is coming. The breakthrough is coming. The sickness isn't going to stay forever, but you have to breathe life into it. You have to bring life into it and recognize that you already succeeded. When you look into that future timeline, like you, Loren, with the magazine, you look into that future timeline, it already exists. We just have to step into it. We just have to show up into it and walk that path, because it's already available to us. Your smoother road ahead is available for you. It's already there. You just have to open your arms and claim it.
Yes. Yes.
And that is my PSA for June to July.
Listen, thank you. And I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to tell you another little story real quick. And it's the truth. And it's just so amazing, and even with all this proof, having lived all this proof, I still have to go from point A to point Z in order to surrender completely each and every time. Surrender and doing these things on an ongoing basis is never just happenstance or a second nature. It for the first nature of it is the entire challenge that comes with it.
Yes.
The reinvesting, the recommitting, it's like you have to go back to point A and say, I'm willing to do this all over again, because I already know what's waiting for me at the end of surrender. I already know what's on the other side of purpose. I already know what is over there in the field of blessings for me to just, I can't even carry it all. There's so much. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. When in 2018, I said I put on my board of purpose. Everybody knows I got this wall of post-it notes. I put up there on that wall of intentions to be on a magazine cover. I said I've been in 100 and some magazines, and I've never been on one. I want to be on one. It was 3 weeks later that I saw a magazine that had an older guy as the cover model, and I said, you know what? I want to be on that magazine. And I went and I Googled it, and I found out who owned it, and I went to LinkedIn and I found her, and I got her on the phone 2 days later on a Zoom call. And she said, I have a hard stop at 25 minutes after. And I said, okay, I hemmed and hawed until 20 minutes after. And then I just cut to the chase. And I said, Vicki, I know you don't know me, and but all I want to know is, what do I need to do to make it onto your cover?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, oh, Loren, you had the cover 18 minutes ago.
Ooh.
Girl. There it is, back there on the wall. And since then, I've been able to help 5 other people live that very dream. And that is the thing about purpose. When you stop at Taffy Pull and plant your feet and just center your spirit and allow Source to bring what it is you've asked for over to you. Because one thing I've learned about God, about Source, is that our blessings, the things that we truly need, not what we want. Because there's a difference between asking from a place of need and asking from a place of want. Want is ego-based, and it just comes like with a wish list. Need is purpose-based, and it comes with a plan. You know, I know that if I need to lose 20 pounds because I don't want heart disease, I don't want hypertension, I don't want diabetes, if I need to lose 20 pounds, because when I say I want to lose 20 pounds, I never do it. But when the doctor says you need to lose 20 pounds or this is going to happen, it comes with a plan. So that means I need to shop better, because I need to cook better so that I can eat better to lose the weight I want. If I say I need a bigger house instead of I want a bigger house, because I may not need a bigger house, I may need to do something else with that money. But if I really need a bigger house, then that means that it comes with the plan. Well, that means, Loren, you need to have another source of income. You need to cut down this much every month on your credit card bill in order to afford that house you want.
Yes.
So I'm just telling you, because you kept saying, and I wrote it down, what you need, what you need, what you need. And the beautiful thing about how you know you're getting a blessing, and it's what you need, because what you believe to be greater than you wants you to stop and be still, so that he, she, they can come over and say, is this what you asked for? It is. So that you know who's handing it to you. Because a lot of us, when we ask for things and then 5 minutes after we get it, girl, guess what happened? Remember I told you my gas was going to get cut off if I didn't have that $40? I dug in the couch and found a $50 bill. Girl, see, out of nowhere. That money came out of nowhere. I can't believe it. It's too good to be true. Giving all the credit of the blessing to anything but where it really came from. That's a big part of why we can't practice consistency.
Right. We invalidate the experience.
Validating the experience. Yes, yes, yes. So what can we do for those out there wondering, how do I make all these wonderful ooey gooey chewy centers of purpose? How do I make them a part of my everyday life so that I can get to the heart of the mission that I was sent here for in the first place?
And this comes down to stop going to hang and being around people that are matching your frequency when you're in a low frequency state. So when we get sad, we get the big pint of ice cream, we put sad movies on, we sit in the dark and we boo-hoo. No, find someone who elevates your spirit. Listen to music that elevates your soul, that brings you life. Okay, we have a pandemic going on. You guys can't go outside, but you know what you have power over is what you can consume, what you can consume in your mind, what you can consume in your heart, what you can
Yes.
consume in your body. This is a time of consumption. Find your stillness. I hear a lot. Well, I can't meditate because I have ADHD. I have dyslexia and ADHD. And
I
guess
got
what?
ADHD too. That ain't no
Right.
excuse.
And it is just you have not learned to focus, but we give this label, but you have not learned to focus because your parents weren't taught to focus, so they couldn't teach you how to focus. And then this is just kind of like a repetitive cycle. So find the ways you want to consume that higher frequency. Find people who bring you life and joy. Find light. Be in light. Be in the sun. When you feel low, do not allow yourself to throw yourself a pity party. Self-talk yourself. You know what, Oracle? I have closed my business and I did that. I opened my business with $3. So the people who haven't seen me before know. And it ran for 6 years. And I could have been like, man, the universe is unfair. Man,
Right.
what is this? But no, it's like, Oracle, chin up, straight back. There's something greater for you. Be the best friend you need to be, that you are for other people. Be that compassionate version that you are for other people, but be it for you. We don't
Right.
give ourselves enough credit. All of the self-judgments and self-doubts and all this negative self-talk, be that for you. It starts inside of you. And it's
Amen.
not going to change until you start consuming
Mm.
higher frequency things.
Yes, I say all the time, as influencers and impactors in this world, don't you dare ever offer anybody in this universe a meal of content that is 0 calories. I don't serve up 0 calorie content. I don't care. And that means sometimes you got to be willing to be unpopular. You got to be willing to sit here on a show and one day maybe only see one person watching. But you know what? If that's the one life that you're going to change or save, how many do you need?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? The promise is where 2 or more of us come together. So that means I don't care if it's just one other person. I can count at least that high. 2. There it is. The promise is fulfilled. And it's been fulfilled again here today. Dominique, Oracle, thank you. And there is Dominique's connector on the screen. Please write it down, screenshot it, tattoo it, whatever you need to do. But I'm telling you, have it ready. Because this, if you ever need to get somewhere, I don't care how you get here, just get here if you can. There she is. There she is, open to all of us. And I couldn't be. I'm so happy. Somebody had, I believe it was Shelly. Before we got out here, we got 1 minute. They wanted to know about your necklace. What is that?
Okay, so this is my headphones, and they're mala beads.
Okay.
And mala beads are prayer beads. So they typically come in 108 because that's the number that the universe was created in. So we continue our mantra or our prayer or whatever it is that we want to shift.
Okay.
Then here we have something called citrine. And citrine is basically a stone that brings fire inside of someone.
That's
it brings
beautiful.
heat inside of someone. So anytime you need confidence, you need energy, you can wear citrine and it will help bring that into
Awesome.
you. Yes.
Awesome. Well, we are out of time. Dominique, thank you so much. Oracle, thank you. God bless you. Spirit bless you. Source bless you. Everything that can bless, I hope it blesses you. And I hope that same prayer for all of you. I pray that for you. Listen, join me back here tomorrow morning. I'll see you next month.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Everybody, have a great day. We're out of time. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, God willing, right back here on the front porch. I'll meet you out there. Well, my guest will be Andrew Brooks, a student at Emerson College. And we're going to talk about how he came out as a gay young man to his entire school through a poem at an assembly at school and what happened after that. So we're going to talk about that. See you tomorrow. Get out there, be the blessing. Remember, if you want to be the blessing, find a mirror and look in it because you can't be a blessing until you can see a blessing. God bless you. Bye-bye.